Hey guys, it's Harriet and welcome back to the vlog. I am back in New Zealand and very excited to be here, and this is my Auckland Waterfront Half Marathon vlog. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This was an absolute roller coaster of a day. So to make sure that this video is coherent, post-race Harriet is going to talk you through the day a little bit. So let's jump to race morning. It is the 7th of April 2024 and today I'm running a half marathon. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. I really don't want to be awake right now, but the race starts at 7, so I'm up. I am just about to make myself a bagel for breakfast, and then I need to hit the road in about half an hour to drive to the start line. I have got my bagel with banana ready to go. I have woken up really hungry today, so I'm looking forward to this. So today I'm running the Waterfront Half Marathon, which is in Auckland, New Zealand, and I've kind of been living between here and Melbourne for the last 6 months. So I've come back here to run it. I have a ton of friends who are running today and a whole bunch of people who are coming to support too. So I'm really looking forward to that. Super excited to have people at the race in person. I have been training really hard over the last kind of 2 or 3 months to try and break an hour and a half in the half marathon, which is still terrifying when I say it out loud, but that's what the goal is today. I feel like I am such a scatterbrain today, and I don't know whether it's because I'm not awake yet or I don't know, but I've just spent the last 2 minutes eating my bagel. It was so good, and dancing around the kitchen to Jason Derulo to try and wake myself up and hype myself up for this morning. I'm gonna go finish getting dressed, put my temporary tattoo on, I'll show you that, and then I think I'm ready to go. So here is the plan for today. The first 5 kilometers I'm running 4-minute 30 kilometers. The next 5 I go down to 4:15s, and then from 14 to 19 I go to 4s, and then after 19 kilometers the instruction is to send it. As in go as fast as you can. I am very nervous about today. I'm also running a little bit late, so I need to get in the car and go. I've just arrived, I'm parked up in my car, and I'm about 400 meters away from the start village, so I'm kind of relieved because I didn't know what parking would be like around here this morning. I'm about 15 minutes early, so I might just sit here for a minute and then go and meet everyone. Oh, it doesn't even feel like I'm running a half marathon today. This is a really odd feeling. It's also still very dark outside. Like nighttime dark. That odd feeling I was talking about, it kind of just continued throughout the whole day. So I went and I met my friends in the start area and we headed to the start line at about 5 minutes before 7 AM. The aim for the day was to run about an hour and 30 minutes and start at a 4-minute 30 kilometer pace and build into it. Guess what my first kilometer was? 3 minutes 42. That's the 3rd fastest kilometer I've ever run. Basically, because we got to the start line so close to the gun, I didn't get a good spot and I was weaving in and out of people for the first little bit, and I kind of panicked, which I totally shouldn't have done. I should have just eased into it. But I panicked too much and my first kilometer was stupid. Anyway, I kept on plodding for the next 4 kilometers and eased up the pace a little bit. I will put my splits in here. Excuse the mess. We're moving house. But here are my splits. So I kind of tried to ease into the pace a little bit more, but I was never on the 4:30 pace and my head just wasn't dialed in. We turned around at the 5 kilometer mark and I was supposed to increase my pace to 4 minutes 15, which was kind of what I was running already. But here's what I actually did for the next 10 kilometers. At around 8 kilometers, this guy ran up to me and said, "Hey, the 1-minute 30 pacer is literally just behind you." I turned over my shoulder and there was this huge pack of people. He said, "Why don't you drop back and then you'll get some shelter from the wind and join the pack." And I was like, okay, I kind of felt the pressure too. But as soon as I dropped back, it just didn't feel good. Like, I didn't feel great anyway, but I quite quickly fell off that pack. So I knew from that point that it wasn't going to be my day. At 10 kilometers we had to turn around again and we kind of made it back to the start area, and at that point I was prepared to stop. I was totally prepared to DNF. I just was not having a great time, but I didn't. I kept going, and then the final chunk of my race looked like this. And honestly, for the last 10 kilometers I was just kind of in survival mode. I didn't want to push it because I thought there's no point in really killing my body for a run that's not going to be a PB. Also at 12 kilometers I realized I had forgotten to take a gel, so I went to take my gel and then I had this stabbing pain just in here immediately afterwards. So all in all, it was a horrendous race. I did cross the line at 1 hour 35 minutes and 55 seconds, which is still a great time.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh my gosh. That sucked.
And of course, very importantly, here is the medal. I also realized how weird it was when people after the race were like, oh, how was that? I went, oh, I didn't do very well. I got 1 hour 35, and they were like, what? Because it's an amazing time, and 6 months ago it would have been a huge personal best for me. So it just goes to show how my expectations of myself have really risen. So overall I was pretty disappointed that I didn't get the 1 hour 30, but it's not the end of the world. And I've written down 5 things that I took away from the day now that I've sat with it for a little bit and got my head around the fact that what happened happened. My first learning from this whole thing is do not start too quickly. And I know this is really obvious and everyone says it about running all the time, but the fact that I ran a 3-minute 40 something first kilometer is just plain stupid. And it could have been part of the reason why I couldn't execute the rest of my race plan. Secondly, remember to take your gels. I had a plan to take it at 10 kilometers and my head was just in other places. So the fact that I completely forgot to do that probably meant that I didn't have the energy that I needed, and I already felt fatigued at 12 kilometers. Thirdly, I learned that I should only go with pace groups if I'm actually comfortable with them. I have not really trained in a proper pack, particularly recently when I've been in Melbourne, and I did not enjoy the experience. I should have just stayed out by myself. The fourth thing, I think it is super important to keep a positive mindset, and my mind was really negative the whole day. It's a lot easier said than done, but just having little positive affirmations like you've got this, you can do this, just those little things I think make such a difference, and my head was not in the game for it on Sunday. And finally, through all this, I have learned that you need to take the wins. The fact that I had a bad day and still ran an hour 35 is a massive win, because 6 months ago I would have killed to have that time. So it should be a huge confidence boost that that is now my bad day. So that is my Waterfront Half Marathon vlog and download. I didn't get much footage on the day just because it was kind of awful. And I did think that this would be quite a different video and I would be celebrating breaking an hour and 30 minutes, but progress is not linear. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I've got some more races coming up. I have another half marathon next month, and I also have a trail run coming up, which will be super exciting. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!